In the dynamics of the global economy, but also in the consciousness of ordinary citizens, one sector has stood out for importance in recent years: agriculture. The massive growth of the world's population dramatically poses the problem of food security, and at the same time, the climate and environmental emergency requires a much more prudent use of natural resources than in the past. The world's population will reach 10 billion people in 2050, and they will have to be able to count on sufficient foodstuffs, but also on good quality and variety of food with ever greater life expectancy and health. Agriculture is asked to produce much more, but using less water and fewer fertilizers and pesticides, preserving soil, organic matter, biodiversity, and animal welfare. But agriculture is also destined to play an increasingly strategic role in the production of raw materials for industry, biomaterials to replace plastics and metals, and fuels for the energy industry in the context of an increasingly sustainable economy. The development of agriculture will be decisive for the salvation of the planet, for the well-being of peoples, for social stability and peace, but all this will only be possible thanks to a formidable development of science and technology. More than anything else, it will be machines and their increasingly driven digitalization that will make possible a scientific and intelligent use of natural resources in a planet that must produce food and essential raw materials while remaining biologically rich and welcoming for man and for every living creature. The Italian agricultural machinery industry has taken up this challenge and has been working for years to design and manufacture high-performance vehicles capable of increasing the productivity of each crop with increasingly limited environmental impacts. Vehicles with reduced weight, equipped with special tires and tracks, allow to reduce the pressure on the ground. Surface tillage and seeding on no-till soil systems reduce the stress of tillage on soils. Combined vehicles allow multiple operations in a single step, while fertilization and treatment machines are able to selectively distribute chemical inputs, avoiding the dispersion of substances into the environment. At the same time, precision systems governed by satellites, computers, and sensors can optimize each phase of work, providing an extremely precise mapping of the territory and an indication of which interventions to carry out on each individual parcel, with a level of detail unthinkable until a few years ago. In addition to this, today we are talking about artificial intelligence and robotics applied to agricultural mechanization to overcome some critical issues such as the management of big data and the lack of manpower in some particular contexts. In the field of motoring, enormous progress has been made in reducing emissions and ensuring energy savings, and new technologies, based on the use of biogas, hybrid, or fully electric engines, are rapidly developing. The new machines, which reveal all the inventiveness and tradition of Made in Italy, promise to transform agriculture, both that of large extensive crops and that of specialized crops and niche productions. It is a silent but radical revolution, leaving the landscape unchanged but measuring every agricultural, zootechnical, and environmental parameter with sophisticated tools and guiding man towards an increasingly correct and responsible management of the land.